Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars, should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
in the building. Bills Boot Camp on deck, man. Salute to you. What's good? Appreciate you having you on deck, man. Dion Washington in the building. I'm ready whenever. What's good? Salute to Dion. I saw you out there pushing that pavement. You know what I'm saying? Parachutes, resistance training, and everything. Yes, I totally get it. You know, I was a track runner back in my day, trained a lot on my own in between time. Man, you getting it, man. You getting it. Self-dedication. God damn. You know what I'm saying? Self-dedication is everything. You know, I'm sticking boys and fishing sports. On deck. Salute WCS. Can't believe the hype, bro. Make me a believer. I'm not here to do that tonight. I'm not here to make you a believer right now. Because if I do that, then you may somehow assume that I'm in the same category as everybody else, brother. And I really don't want to be in that category of those individuals that hit their head off the wall just because it feels good. And then, you know, they have to be told to put back on their helmet. I'm not trying to be that guy. But let's get down to it, man. Appreciate everyone who tunes in and support WCS. You know, love you all. Thank you. Continue to do so. It's been a long day. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I had to go to a graduation. So it's been a full schedule. Let's get down to this. I wouldn't even call it breaking news. Okay. And I want to be straight right off the gate. Straight right out the gate. If you all up here listening to people on the YTC that supposedly broke this news, it's cap. You know, these individuals continue to go through the same routine all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like rehearsal. Didn't nobody break this news on the YTC. You know what I'm saying? Mike Carpenter, ESPN, all of them had the news out already. Those are the ones who are the somewhat lifeline to the outer world, especially when it comes to the boxing cesspool, you know what I'm saying, the septic tank of media. They the ones who come over here and drop turds on it and say, okay, let me see what you can do with that. News is broken that somehow, some way, July 29th may potentially be a date with the T-Mobile being the place where everything's supposed to go down. Now, I don't want to seem negative about this at all. I know Stickum Boy said, make him a believer. I'm unable to go through with that motion today. You know what I'm saying? I checked with my board of directors and they wasn't all in favor. I can't do it today. But when I heard the news that supposedly July 29th is the prick of the finger, once again, just drawing blood. You know what I'm saying? It's the date that's drawing blood. Once again, you know what I'm saying? This has been going on for a long time in the last several months. But now all of a sudden, July 29th is supposed to be the date. Now, I've been seeing thumbnails out there. They're saying book your rooms, book your dates, and all that. So I want you all to book your rooms and book your dates and let me know. Let me know. Because I don't see it on the schedule out of T-Mobile. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe they just put it out since they broke the news. Maybe it'll be out tomorrow. Maybe the next day, maybe this weekend, the official announcement, whatever. But I don't see a slot for T-Mobile July 29th. I don't see it yet. Neither do some of the colleagues that I spoke with about it. I haven't seen it. Shout out to the OG Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more in the building. Toby Bartlett, across the pond. We are global, baby. What's good with it, Toby? Salute. He's on deck. That's where I'm at with the news. Like, I'm asking myself, like, are they gonna wait to officially announce it since it's supposed to be so valid? Because those same people who up here yelling and screaming that certain people are leaking it on YTC are the same individuals that's been absolutely butt ass wrong for a long time, with date after date after date after date. You know what I'm saying? So WCS is not for, putting myself through the mental health breakdowns. You know what I'm saying? Thinking heavy about this topic. I want to see these two brothers get in the ring. I had people hit me behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, tell me the good and the bad about this situation. But ultimately, I have to make the assessment myself. I have to look at all the other information that I received on this and how far that it went before it just fizzled out. People, once again, playing around with this. I really don't care until the official announcement. And like my boy Dion says what? Call me when the first punch is thrown. That means we can officially say this fight is underway. Once the first punch is thrown, we can officially say this fight is underway. Really. They can have a press conference. They can do whatever they want. That doesn't mean the fight's going to happen. They can always switch out an opponent, get people all hyped up, and then switch out an opponent to somebody else like Keith Thurman. It's been so much back and forth. I want these people to get there. I mean, come on now. We just seen the fight week that just went by with Devin Haney and Lomachenko. And y'all talking about book your hotel rooms. Okay, if you media, good luck with getting media approval for that fight. All right, especially for black media. Okay, good luck with that. But you can keep it positive and go ahead and book your room all you want. If you're going to pay for a ticket, cool. Pay for a ticket and support the fight. Now, my take is I'm going to sit back and observe it from afar. And when actual news start to pick up and we see these fighters scheduled for a press conference, then I'm going to be ecstatic. Real talk. I'm going to say, okay, cool. I can crack a little smirk now. And I can say, man, this fight is closer than we have seen it in the past. They're actually having a press conference. That's what I want to see. I can't really go off this, book your hotels, because people have attempted to swindle me out of my own inner strength. They say, hey, man, you need to book a hotel, man. It's going down. Nah, it's not. Yeah, man, it's going down for sure. It's not. And that was last year. That's when all these dates was popping out last year. But now all of a sudden, July 29th come out by Coppinger again. And he's been wrong several times. And they say sources. All I'm saying is reveal your sources. Just help me out. Andrew Charles on deck. What's good? Tony Boswell on deck. Damn, man, I wanted to go to T-Mobile Arena in Vegas and watch this fight. I just don't see it. I'm not saying it won't be up there once the fight is officially announced. All I'm saying is I don't see it on the schedule for T-Mobile. Juice Lee on deck. I don't see it. Once I see it hit the schedule, then I'll get more media orientated in speaking on this fight. You know what I'm saying? Because what's going to happen. The same stuff that's been happening. It's going to be back and forth on who's going to win what and how. I'm not gonna lie. I'm at a point right now where I want the fight to become official. I want to see it on the T-Mobile schedule. I want to see it on the T-Mobile schedule. I want to see a freaking presser on the calendar for the official announcement. I really want to see that. That's what I want to see. I really want to see some type of concrete evidence that I can go off of instead of this YTC, ribbon and bows. I don't like the ribbon bow effect. They always just throwing ribbons around like it's a present, but when you open it up, it's a pile of shit. You know what I'm saying? I just want something that's real, that's healthy, that's efficacious to us, the boxing fans, to see this fight happen. This leaking of fake news all the time is quite old, man. It's very, very old. I need to hear it. Dun Dollar, what's good? That's all I'm saying. I need to hear the information. Much respect at World Combat Sports Tavern and the chat. Stop in and show support. I appreciate that, Tony. So ESPN is lying to us. I'm not saying they're lying because they went with the other date. They've went with other dates that was supposed to be legit. They were supposed to be official dates, but no other info came out with it. I mean, how many times people are going to be puppetized? It's almost like they love being taken advantage of, puppetized, and continue to be played with as adults. Like ESPN has pretty much piggybacked off fake news before. My only question to ESPN is, where's your sources at? If you're Mike Carpenter, where's your sources at? When they start that sources, I truly want to know just one source. Just tell me your one source on where you got the information and you leak it out to us so we can talk about it. That's all. Just help me out. Damn, man, I wanted to go to T-Mobile. Hey, it may still be hope, man. Don Dot on deck. What's good? He said WCS after what I seen on Saturday, if Bud don't get the KO, like I think he is, Showtime Espinosa, Al Heyman gonna rob Crawford. I look at it in a more spiritual light. I do. I look at this fight more of a spiritual type of meeting between these fighters. What's the this fight right here, man, is when it comes down to robbery, it's not going to be any different than any other big fight we had. Either somebody got robbed on the scorecards, we have a Dave Moretti on there, or whatever. You got to pay attention to potentially who the judges are going to be selected for this, and also who's going to be the referees. That's extremely important on the selection of judges, the referees. That is the two groups you need to be concerned about. You can't do shit about the promotion. We know the commission is going to be in place. So pretty much like you said, Dundada, you have to put everything on what we believe is going to happen with Terence Crawford knocking this dude cold out. I do believe he's going to stop Errol. And that's that. I really don't want to go deep into any type of monomania type deal. You know what I'm saying? On what I think about what Crawford's gonna do to Spence. I'm pretty content with that. Real talk, I'm pretty content with him going in there and showing people that say he doesn't use all his skills, continuing to go in there and not use all his skills to beat Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe. That's exactly what I believe. It's nothing new. I believe he's gonna go in there once again and come short of displaying all his skills, but still gets it done to a point where it's impressive, it's dominating, and it's gonna be a YTC blackout after that. I just can't wait. I'm gonna laugh it up. I'm gonna laugh it up. I'm not a smoker, but I think that night I may, smoke something, for the hell of it. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I might smoke some brisket. You know what I'm saying? Some beef ribs, something. I might smoke some up. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing on deck. What's good with the blunts? Let me read a portion of what ESPN put out. Okay. This is what they said. They said Crawford and Spence were each earn 8 figures guaranteed for the Showtime pay-per-view fight. All right. This is gonna pay-per-view. Supposedly they didn't put a price tag up there or anything. They said Crawford and Spence were each earn 8 figures guaranteed for Showtime pay-per-view, sources said. And there's a bi-directional rematch. Bi means both ways. Rematch clause that the loser can trigger within 30 days after the fight. So that means both of these fighters, Terence Crawford and Errol Spence, is both rematch applicable. There's a rematch clause in their contract that either fighter can activate if they're on the losing end. The good thing about it is we all know that Errol Spence is going to have one fight at 47. Well, at least it better be that way. When this news break, the first fight better be for undisputed. It better be for undisputed. It better not be with the initial news that came out 154 pounds, no title. I want to hear that shit. So the article goes on to say it's a 2-fight deal for Crawford with PBC. Sources said. Okay, sources has mentioned that there's a pair of fights that Crawford has agreed to with premier boxing champions. Now, like I said before, I'm not going to take the shovel out and start trying to dig for gold on this. All I want to do is to see the breakdown from all the experts on how both fighters receiving 8 figures and, whatever criticism that they have of Crawford. I'll sit back and smile like always, but I want to hear your astute breakdown of him finally signing with the black man. Okay, y'all should be extremely happy that Crawford signed with the black man, the brother. You know what I'm saying? The brother like no other. He finally signed with the black man. So maybe, the racial undertones that's been going on with him being called all sorts of freaking damn offensive racial terms that you can imagine. You know what I'm saying? From coning, shucking and jiving and all that. Let's see. There should be a chevaux going on YTC about him signing a 2-fight deal with the black man. Because that's what they've been talking about the whole time. You know what I'm saying? He's moving funny. Well, if he's moving funny, I want to see or hear what you have to say about him. If this is indeed authentic, I want to see exactly what you have to say about him signing a 2-fight deal. That's all. And it goes on to say, after the probable return bout, hold on for a second. Okay. After the probable return bout between Crawford and Spence, which must take place before the end of 2023. All right. So, in so many words, they're basically saying a fight must take place this year. So, a return fight rather. So they're trying to tease us. If I'm reading this correctly, it says after the proper return bout between Crawford and Spence. Okay, hold up. Let me go back up a little bit more. And there's a bi-directional rematch clause that the loser can trigger within 30 days after the fight. It's a 2-fight deal for Crawford with PBC. Sources say after the proper return bout between Crawford and Spence, which must take place before the end of the year. So are they trying to tell us? Are they trying to finesse our freaking integrity or our logic, our common sense? So they trying to say if the fight is indeed July 29th, they have to fight again before the end of the year. Is that what you're trying to say? If one of these guys, which would be Spence, loses and basically activate the rematch clause, the fight has to happen before the conclusion of the final semester of 2023. That sounds good. I ain't gonna lie to you. That sounds real good. That sounds extremely tempting. And I'm like, for a lot of people that love talking about this fight all the time, I don't know if they truly salivate. And I think right now they got cotton mouth. Because as long as they keep on pushing the narrative that Crawford is doing bad business and he's moving funny, they can continue to make money off his name. But if July 29th is absolutely the anchor, finally, then it becomes interesting because the results are going to be as they lie. You know what I'm saying? You know, with Bud finally going in there and getting this fight over with and becoming 2-time undisputed. Now, I hope and pray that the boxing promotion PBC have hired, some collateral life coaches to come over to the YTC and help these guys function the week after the fight. You know what I'm saying? That first week of August, we're going to need some help. We're going to need some mental health, psychiatrists, psychologists, any type of therapeutic work. We're going to need those individuals to come over here and apply that to these guys. That's pretty much going to say, well, Crawford was moving funny in the ring. It's not going to work the same. It's not going to give you, if he goes in there and knock this dude out, which I foresee it happening, it's going to be limited to no communication. You think it's limited to no communication on Errol Spence now? It's going to be nothing said. But yet, when it comes to Crawford, they're going to have to come up with something totally new. And the only thing they can come up with is what his performance grade was inside the ropes. That's it. They can talk about what he did in the ring, but at the end of the day, the results are the way that results are. Now, if Dundada is on to something, he think it's a robbery. I don't think so. If they want to rob these guys, don't even make the fight. If you want to rob them, don't even make the fight. We don't have time for a fight where someone is robbed. You know what I'm saying? Someone is robbed. And then we're supposed to sit back and say, well, it's a clause in there that they need to fight before the end of 2023. I don't care for it. I don't care for it. They've all lied before plenty of times. Absolutely, Andrew. Big Buns, maybe you can answer this for me. Why was there 3 American judges for Loma versus Haney? Mike Coppinger must release his sources. Spence versus Crawford is happening every time he needs his numbers to go up. Coppinger is just irritating me, man. Like I'm saying, why don't I see it out there for the T-Mobile? Y'all can go look for yourself. Anybody, if you see it, just drop the link. If you see T-Mobile schedule for July 29th, Crawford and Spence out there on the Vegas schedule, please drop the link. I would definitely like to do my research. I would definitely like to do further investigative, you know, work on what my oversight was. It might have been an oversight for me, but I want to check it out. I real talk. I want to check it out. If I overlook some, you know, if Dave Moretti or Tim Cheatham, we know the fix is in. Well, what did they say, Don Donnie? They said that Aegis Cleaners, if that's his name, I'll say Aegis, right? He said that they wanted to pretty much deny Moretti from refereeing this fight. And they was told that he's one of their top referees. Now, y'all have to understand, I'm not referees, judges. Y'all have to understand what these judges and who they have to answer to. Judges have to answer to the commission. The bond between the judges and commission, I mean, is unlike no other. Seriously. Especially these judges who are a part of these big fights. And they have been a part of big fights where it's always some type of controversy that they're a part of. But as long as they are having freaking dinner together and talking about this, that, and the other, they ain't going nowhere. Look, I need to tell y'all this once again. They can give a damn what you think about them. They can give a damn. These judges will continue to screw fighters over. And what you gonna do? You're gonna go out there and try to put hands on them and get yourself suspended? And then you don't have no other means to eat? You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? Put hands on a judge? What you gonna do? Put hands on the referee? We already seen, Zab Judah do that back in the day. They lost a couple of million for that. I'm just saying, like the judges, their process of accountability is extremely different than what we think here at home. Like the commission, they're eating lunch together. They're talking. They's having these private conversations, man. They having these handshakes that we don't see. They already know what it is. Why nobody else does? I hope and pray, real talk, that that he isn't right. You know what I'm saying? I hope that Don Dada isn't on point with these two names popping up, Moretti and Cheatham. But at the end of the day, they don't matter when Errol Spence get knocked out. They don't matter. You know what I'm saying? They don't matter. It don't matter what the scorecards say. If the fight ends early, it don't matter. So that's the way I look at it. I wonder if they changed the judges last minute. They did that to Steve Spark when he fought Canelo's card, changed his judges right before he hit the ring. I'm trying to stay on this fight. Like y'all are sitting up here trying to play the premier conspirators. Y'all trying to be on Showtime, top 10 conspirators, on the network. Man, we can come up with 1,000 conspiracies about this that we witness in boxing. But truth be told, I don't think they're going to change the freaking referees at the last minute. I don't think they're going to give us some obvious freaking red flag concerns that people are going to say, hold up. Because now the betting is going to be crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a weird type of betting odds to come out. And people are going to be looking at this like it's too many red flags that's going off. It's too many trumpets sounding. You know what I'm saying? Too many rocks just coming out the sky for no reason. Too many eggs. People just throwing eggs everywhere I look is eggs. You know what I'm saying? This smells funny. They don't want to do that. They want this fight to finally mature. The news become official. Fighters in fight camp. And media's and media segues continue to speak on this every day into the fight. That's what they want to happen. They don't want people looking at this like a joke. Like, man, did you hear about the judges? Did you hear about the referee? It's Tony Weeks. Yes, it's Tony Weeks. They brought him back. They said, we don't care about what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Tony's one of our best referees. He kissed the ring against Barroso. He kissed the ring. Of course he'll be back. Let's not forget now. Let's not forget. Let's not forget another name we should be highly concerned about when it comes to referees, baby. And you already know where I'm going with it. You already know where I'm going with it. Who knows where I'm going with it? The other referee I don't want to see in there. Who knows who I'm talking about? Come on, man. Y'all smart. Who is that other referee? ITC Boxing to you. The apostles have entered the building. One love to my God WCS and the chat. Didn't I tell y'all 7 to 10 days? But I just hate lying. Mike put it out here. So I'm waiting on Bud or Bomac. So while the apostles mention it, today is Tuesday. And I do remember hearing the apostles. I'm not making this. I do remember that you all did mention this, and it was like 7 to 10 days. It'll be announced by the end of last week or early this week. I did hear that. I can say without a shadow that I did hear that. You know, but I look at it also like this. It hasn't been officially announced yet. Like, this is just sources that's being leaked. You know, who are the sources, man? So now we got to wait and see when they're going to announce it from that camp or, you know, PBC. Big businessman Bud made them cough up the bag. Talk that shit, man. Talk that shit because he moved funny. He moved funny. We still got people talking about, you know, antiquated freaking media on contracts that no one can produce any type of damn evidence to. These are human beings now. Nobody can produce evidence. Nobody, not one person, can present the evidence, one contract, to prove that this was it. Though it didn't prohibit him from going in there, getting paid, and getting another win. Now, if both fighters are getting 8-fight deal, which this kind of leads me back to the hedge fund situation where Crawford, you know, was trying his due diligence as much as he possibly can, trying to maximize his efforts. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make this fight happen. And it was refuted, rejected. Now, all of a sudden, he's coming back. And it's supposed to be 8 figures for both fighters. Now, the narrative is going to be, it's not going to be really 8 figures for Crawford. It's going to be for Spence. It's not really going to be that for Crawford because he moved funny. Crawford moved funny. What you mean move funny? He moved funny, man. He for real. You ever seen a snail slip up and they didn't know they was in a salt bath? You know, it's shit start to look funny and shit. That's them. But yeah, shout out to them, the apostles. They did say that like a week before last. The week before last, man. So I don't know what all this leaking shit is. You know what I'm saying? But they did say it was going to be an announcement. Absolutely. Why is no one talking about this? Or am I tripping? Why should they? Why should they talk about it? Like, we're dealing with human beings, man. We're not dealing with AI. This is not AI. These are real people for now who've been subjected to deceptive freaking media news breaks, news release. When you're subjected to things over and over again that's considered deleterious, right? Do you continue to stay close? You know what I'm saying? If something is harmful to you, do you continue to look at it the same every time you hear it? You begin to be frightened, right? You shy away from it. At first, it can take you for a loop. Okay, that wasn't that bad. Boom, you go for another ride. All right, all right, all right. Then it might touch you up. All right, cool, cool, cool. It's your choice to stay close to it. If it's causing you that much down pain and you continue to come back, then that's what you chose. And this subject, this topic, Spence Crawford has pretty much been a painful reality. Now, what we need to back this up is an official announcement. That's all I'm saying. Bud got 2 fights. That's Errol 1. And if Errol wants to run it back, it's Errol 2. But if Errol say effort move up, it's Bud versus Jamel. I don't know, man. I believe when I see it, I don't know about all that Bud versus Jamel shit, because all I heard from him is whining, more snot bubbles, whining, and crying. I just want to stick to this fight right here. I want to stick to this fight being announced, and that's it. I'm not really concerned about Bud versus Jamel. None of that shit. I don't want a rematch. It would take Spence at least 14 months to recover from the first beating. I want Mel to step up to the plate. Dude, man, you ain't never lied, but you know, you ain't never lied about that. I mean, they're talking about they must, enact their rematch clause within 30 days, which is normality. It's a normality, right? But, after stepping in there, if this fight is indeed etched in stone now, it's going to take him longer than that. You know what I'm saying? Just like Andrew said, it's going to take him longer to recover, man. I don't believe it, man. Seriously, I don't believe it. I'm going to be honest. I don't believe this shit. It's decent for conversation, but until they announce it, I don't care if it's nana nana boo boo, man. Come on, bro. Come on, man. You actually think I care? Of all the people that's released fake news, you think WCS don't have some in the freaking mag? I got saved rounds. All these guys out here that release fake news that didn't come true. I have saved rounds, man. I have saved rounds. It's not scheduled on Nevada Boxing Commission as of yet. Okay, for sure. Appreciate the info. You know what I'm saying? The apostles have spoken. It is not out there yet. I definitely look. My boy Trick, the plug, he looked out there too. We was on earlier talking about this shit. Shout out to Sir Senior. What's good? Bud beats everyone. You know what I'm saying? BBE. Hashtag BBE. I like the hashtag. You know what I'm saying? Bud beats everyone. Nevada only use local judges. That's true. I think they're the only commission to do so. Eddie Hearn said Bob knew that beforehand, so he didn't know why he said that. Nevada does have a close-knit community of judges that they use, and ain't nobody changing that shit either. Ain't nobody changing that. Jack Reese is touch and go. That'll be another name that'll be skeptical. You know what I'm saying? But it's 2 black fighters, though. I'm just looking at Kenny Bayless. That was the name that I kind of dropped away from. Kenny Bayless was that blunt. I was saying Kenny Bayless. That's another name I don't want to see. I don't want to see Kenny Bayless as the referee for this fight. I do not. Because I looked at how many times he just turned a blind eye to Caleb Plant holding Benavidez. A blind freaking eye, y'all. I am tired of seeing Kenny Bayless act like he don't see anything. This dude act like shit is right there in front of him. He don't see it. Purposely, man. Ain't no need for refs. Crawford says send in the paramedics. Yeah, for sure, man. You know what I'm saying? Get it over with already. Medic. Makes sense. The casinos feed all of Las Vegas, but you have a source or article to it. I don't want to hear no more debate series. Ain't no need for a chaplain praying at this fight. Bud said he gonna decide who lives or dies in the ring that night. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Absolutely. Done doubted. No, but I heard. Let me see. Some of y'all be talking off topic. Jamel got to get through Tim Tszyu first. He should do, but nothing guaranteed. I think the longer he hold out against Tim Tszyu, the more competitive the fight's gonna be. I thought Tony Harrison gonna give us a tough fight, but really, when it comes down to Terrell Goucher and Tony Harrison, I really can't give him any more accelerated value off Tony Harrison, who, you know what I'm saying, he just wasn't that guy. You know what I'm saying? He looked good in his fight before that, but he wasn't that guy in there with Tim Tszyu. I mean, Terrell Goucher didn't even take a licking like that. He didn't even take a licking like that, man. Goucher didn't take a licking like that. Come on, man. Jesus. He gonna get them 8 figures and go to the buy. He don't want no rematch. No, he's gonna have to. He's gonna really have to make the bag. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna really have to make the bag in these last fights. I think Spence is pretty much at the end of his career, and he's got to really make the bag. I'm happy for them if indeed this news is correct. I'm happy that they both get 8 figures. Just because I have criticism of Spence, I don't care about his money, man. He has kids to feed. He has family members, friends, relatives, whatever to take care of. That's not me. I don't care about any of that. I want that man, both of them, to be extremely rich and do what they got to do. But from what we've been hearing on the YTC, everybody seems concerned about Crawford's business dealings. But it's gotten to a point where I don't think these guys want him to eat. From them going over there saying just take anything they give you to 8 figures. Well, who did business well? Who should be respected with their business decisions? Terence Bud Crawford, period. Because y'all wanted him to go over there and lead Top Rank and immediately go sign. Well, he pretty much was patient, made sure he prepared properly. You know what I'm saying? The 5 P's. Proper preparation prevents piss poor planning. So that's what he did. It didn't work out. And you're trying to tell me from a 65-35, he come back over there, with 8 figures based off before with the net profit on the back. Deal seems sweeter than me. The deal seems sweeter than me. God damn it. They cashing EJ out, tank the money, man. We'll see, man. We'll see. G Royale on deck, man. Shout out to Coach Malachi in the building. True Me Today, USA Boxing is on deck, man. Peace to everyone in the chat. Peace to you, Coach. What's good? I don't believe it until ding, ding, first round. Yes, that's pretty much what it is. For some of us, that's pretty much what we're waiting on. But I think the referees are going to play a huge factor in it. If there's any referee that I don't want to see is Kenny Bayless, because this fight can be extremely difficult to watch if Kenny Bayless is the referee and Spence is trying to hold on for dear life, and Bayless is up there looking like he has cataracts. You know what I'm saying? He has an extreme case of cataracts, and he can't see all that holding. You know, Caleb Plant held like what was it, 48 and a half times. He was just holding every time he throw a combination and clinch immediately to stop David Benavidez, frustrate him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, man. That behavior from a referee was unacceptable. Also from Tony Weeks. Tony Weeks, it was unacceptable what he did. So once again, Nevada played by the Nevada rules. I'm gonna be honest. It was a point in time where I appreciated going to fights out there. But now it seems like, oh, we don't have no room. We don't have no room. We don't have no room. That's bullshit. And black media should understand that. You're not getting approved for every freaking fight without a hookup. Devin Haney and Deontay Wilder is not fighting all the time. You know what I'm saying? It's good they was able to make some calls, but black media, I've been down that road. We don't get that access like that. Seriously, somebody ruined it for us. We don't get that access like that unless it's a fighter that's up there advocating for you all to get in there. So I can only imagine what Crawford Spence going to be. There's going to be so many media, applying for those credentials that they're going to be very selective. Why should I do it? I'm not doing it. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not doing it, man. I've been there, done that already. I've been out to Vegas several times with credentials and no credentials. And it gets like Kenny Bayless, Tony Weeks, you know what I'm saying, Jack Reese. It just becomes more and more like a headache, bro. Just to do your damn job. Not with Top Rank. Not with Top Rank. Top Rank allows you to do your job, allows you to go out here and get this work in with media. But even them are very meticulous on approving media. But they are the best when it comes to letting media do their job, do what they're supposed to do, man. I love it. PBC is just a headache. I'm not gonna lie, it's a freaking headache, man. You know what I'm saying? Hearing certain people scream all the time, grown ass adults. I mean, you don't have to, pick up your tone like that just to tell or give directions to media who you approve for credentials. If you approve media for credentials, then guess what? They understand what the protocol is. Anyway, back to the topic. I'm not totally shooting down this fight, but when someone asks me, do I believe this information? I will have to be honest with myself first and say, I don't believe it. That's not saying that the apostles are wrong. That has nothing to do with them. I'm just saying right here, right now, I won't allow myself to be fragile. You know what I'm saying? Be fragile enough to continue to take, blunt force trauma from this news being broke on the YTC and then nothing happened. How many dates have we had in 2023? How many of them have came to fruition? Well, guess what? We at the end of May and we're about to go into June. Yeah, first it was Spectrum, all of a sudden leaking a date. Oh my God. Spectrum leaking a fight date. Oh my God. Nope, that wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? And then they went to the July calendar. I mean, come on, man. We've been at this for quite some time. So if they announce it this week, which we head into Wednesday, they'll announce it this week. Cool. I'm good with it. No doubt. If they announce it this week, cool. Good stuff. Stephen Espinosa said that the fight is not agreed to yet, but it's really close. Also, the fight might happen on July 29th. And that's good that Espinosa can come out here and give us these vague updates when he was the same person that said it's a lot of conversation that goes on with Al Heyman and other parties that he's basically tardy from. So since he's tardy from that information, how are you getting information? Are you hearing it firsthand, or are you hearing it from a fourth or fifth party? You know what I'm saying, is Al Heyman telling you personally, or is it being leaked by certain people, fighters that heard it from this person who told that person, and by the time that next person hears it, it's all changed up. It's rearranged. It's not even the way it first started. He said, man, the only way, we're gonna go back to these negotiations of Crawford, he somewhat has better behavior, so to speak. He has to come in there with a better sense of, he needs to be nice, pretty much what they were saying. He needs to be nice to us. He needs if he's going to return. So he was pretty much telling us that negotiations were severed and they're not negotiating no more, which was true. They wasn't negotiating anymore. You know what I'm saying? They weren't negotiating. Then all of a sudden they said, oh, they never stopped talking. And then what does never stop talking mean? To restarting negotiations. So if they never stopped talking, so during those conversations, they had to be speaking on something that was relevant. So now all of a sudden they restarted negotiations. That means if restart is the word you're using, that means they had severed negotiations previously. So to hear Espinosa pretty much put it out there that they never stopped talking, but yet they restarted negotiation. Why was he in the media complaining about Crawford going to do another deal with somebody else and made it seem like it was silence? You know what I'm saying? That he wasn't talking. 2 months away. It's like 67 days, I believe. So that's more than ample time for an announcement to be made, because Davis Garcia came out and we're talking about when these the first press conference was 45 days out. They have plenty of time. I really do hope they spin the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Just like they ramped up the energy for Davis Garcia. We had the NYC press conference. It was okay. Cali was a little bit more heat to it. The temperature was different. And then, you got the fight week. And by fight week, shit was buzzing the right way. We don't know what to expect with this press conference. You know what I'm saying? They have time limits on this press conference. If Crawford say too many words in his sentence, it might, for real, it might take Errol Spence 2 weeks to respond. Because his response time is just, Jesus. It's concerning. Crawford may be talking too fast. You just want to get back with us, Spence. We're gonna have a press conference on fight. We just want to answer these questions because we on time. We're on time. For real. We're on the clock. It's taking you a little bit too long. You just want to answer it on fight week? Okay, cool. Hey, somebody timestamp this and send it to him so he can basically go over this question and respond to what Crawford said. Somebody give him a transcript so we can hear it on fight week. Okay, thank you. Cool. I'm a lot older than I was when this fight first feasible. Crawford by TKO, I think, is going to be respectful throughout the building. Nah, stop it. We all know Big Blunts of Boxing is an Errol Spence fanatic. And it's okay. It's okay, bro. You want to be an Errol Spence fanatic, man. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Shout out to Haynes Legacy and the family, man. Salute to you, Haynes. Good to see you on deck again, man. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully everything is well your way, brother. Andrew said, whatever Crawford said will trigger moisture levels to all-time highs. I think they got to a point. You know how when vaginas get super wet, they just dry up, and then dust come out them. I think they've used up all that. Continue to say the same thing over and over again on speaking about the way it used to be. What got it wet the first time is not what get it wet this time. You know what I'm saying? You literally have to pour Kool-Aid on that motherfucker with a dab of honey. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way it gets sweet this time. It's not doing it naturally anymore. They used all the shit up. They used all of it up, bro. They kept on talking about the same shit all the time. Well, he's moving funny. He's moving funny, but it's wet. Ooh, gushy, gushy. It's wet. Seriously. That's what they were saying. Oh, man. Ooh, wee. What got it wet the first time is not what it gets it wet now. You have to use a different method. It's not even foreplay. This requires you to go through drastic measures, man. Real talk. Just trying natural shit. Like crushing some strawberries in your hand and just letting the juice go over there. You know what I'm saying? Getting raw honey. Getting artificial sweeteners. Down south Kool-Aid where you can see the sugar in the bottom of the container. You just mix that in there and let it sit for a little bit to get it all nice and sweet and just pour that shit. You got to use drastic measures, man. Seriously. They don't talked about this shit over and over again, man. That shit is dried up. I already bet two people 100 the Bud wins. I'm about to go around collecting. Hey, man, I hope you do. You better for Bud. I hope you get that money. You know that. I ain't say hiccups here and there, but I'm blessed. Hope all is well with you. For sure, man. You know what I'm saying? Blessings to you. You know what I'm saying? No day is perfect, man. Hope all is well your way. You feel me? But people, I'm not going to stay too long on this topic. I just wanted to do an hour today. I'll be back on. Had a long ass day. But I definitely appreciate y'all pulling up, though. And I just wanted to talk about this just a little bit because, truth be told, Crawford's up there saying bad business, right? That's what they're going to say about this man. He did bad business. They're gonna say, okay, well, my sources told me it ain't 8 figures. That's their first line of defense. You know what I'm saying? Their first line of defense is gonna say it ain't 8 figures. Whoever put that out there, I spoke to my people, it ain't 8 figures. It's gonna be around the same he made for David Avanesian. They said he was making 8 figures for Avanesian and he made this. He's still moving funny. Crawford doing bad business. That's all they're gonna do. They always want to talk about his money when they would never live like him. That's my only thing. I don't really get into numbers like that to say, something that I'm using as criticism towards Errol for him not to make what he's making. I don't care, man. These boxers at the end of the day are training and doing whatever they're doing and getting in the ring and fighting. That shit is punishment on your brain, your skull, your body, all of that. And it's not necessarily guaranteed neurologically you're going to sustain that once you hang up the gloves. You might be facing residual effects from the punishment you receive. We don't know how punishing this fight. When Deontay Wilder went back in there with Tyson Fury in the rematch, I thought for sure it was going to be much more of an easier fight for Deontay Wilder if he boxed smart. You know what I'm saying? But he ended up taking a lot of punishment. And at first I say, you know what? The towel was thrown in, and I felt that he could have continued, since he wanted to go out on his shield. Sometimes fighters are able to, recover and catch a second win. I really did. I thought he was gonna do some shit on that second fight. But I just look at Spence and Crawford. And I don't see Spence walking up out of here on his feet. I just think he's done too much damage to himself, and I'll leave it at that. I'll stand on it. I don't care about all that money. He shouldn't make that, and he shouldn't do this. These fighters are going in there fighting. They sacrificing themselves. They take a hell of a freaking lot of punishment. You got to think about, if they get my age and they retired already, it's a lot of shit that's going to be going on behind the scenes that can either one, just like in the military, they can either one strengthen whoever they surround them to the point where they understand, okay, you did so much for us and we here for you to the end. All right, we understand. Or you can get family like I know, what he's suffering from. I know they got this shit going on, but still he don't have the right. You know what I'm saying? Still he don't have the right. That type of shit. He needed. No, it ain't like that. It ain't that easy. It's not. But man, y'all hold it down. Appreciate y'all pulling up. One love. Hit the like button on your way out the door. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out.